Hey, what's up guys? This is me, your friend captaindrs. So back with another video of krsndrs. And in today's video, we are going to talk about the clone market. Basically, it's kind of a more into the funny type of topic to talk, and we're gonna talk about why this market actually is existing. And this is a kind of my study, in my perspective, my opinion. Let me know your opinion in the comment section down below. So without any further ado, let's get started. So before we go into the video, there is a quick note which I want to talk about. This isn't targeting any of the brands. If the examples are given, this is only for the examples. Don't take it too much into the serious depth. And this is a normal end video. Don't be like completely going and frustrated and getting angry. Be a gentle. If you have anything different, let us know in the comment section down below. Let's start off with the brands who make actually this clone phones. Currently, there is a Lico, or you can say LETV, who makes a lot of iPhone look-alike phones, and there is also a lot of brands. But this is a kind of my personally favorite brand. I hadn't bought any of their devices, but they got a really good guts in their hands, and they also thinks out of the box and makes a complete look-alike phones. There is the S1 Pro currently, the iPhone 14 Pro Max look-alike, and there are a lot of phones who they have made which looks and feels a lot like an iPhone. Not feels, but they looks a lot like an iPhones, and there are a lot of brands who personally focus on the Apple, and so now let's talk about it. Apple being so a really good reputed company, and there is a really big market about the Apple, right? And so there are out of the world, they think out of the world basically. They makes a clone type of phone, and the clone phones are basically kind of a dummy phones, or not dummy, the useless type of phone who have some sort of processors and motherboards and give a slight tweak of the software, but they are really dumb, and so they are the clones. And these clone phones are basically really good in some sort of factors, just to take photos, not the actual photos, just to photos like a mirror selfies, something related to show the phone, something like that. It will show off. That's only you can say to this clone phones. Also, the second thing is this clone phones basically have, if there is an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and if you try to replicate that type of stuff in your phones, a perfect example, the iPhone X, the two cameras in between the flash. I don't know why the companies went to boom on that device and make a lot of phones which looks and feels, not feels, looks in terms of similar. Even they have added the notch which doesn't have any type of face ID and stuff on the top of it, but another day it looks like an iPhone from really far away. But people got good brains, and they know how the Android, or you can say that operating system, looks like on the top of it. Now you might be thinking, yeah, that's good, the clone market is there, but blah 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 you talked about. But there is also the other brands, and their clones are also been made. Yeah, I have seen a lot of them. Keypad phones, not smartphones, the keypad phones. They actually have to have this type of budget type of Android phones, that they implement their design on their keypad type of phones. There is only one sensor on their back device, and the other 3 4 whatever sensor are they implementing are completely fake. I've seen a lot of brands that are doing this type of stuff, and it feels kind of a really, why. But in some sort of sense, at the offline stores, people go ahead and buy these types of smartphones. So if you are there, don't go ahead and buy this type of smartphones. There is only one camera which works, and it might be also QVGA, AI, whatever type of really rubbish type of sensor. If it's good, then it's good. I hadn't tested keypad phones. In the past year, I have tested the 2 megapixel sensors where there, 0.8 megapixel red sensors where there. They were good, and they were able to capture good photos for that time. And even the Nokia Lumias, they were able to capture good photos. But yeah, those were some of the cool retro type. But this clone market is completely upsided, and they don't know what they are doing in their own sense. Also the Android phones, I believe the Redmi K20 is a really good looking phone. A brand completely take that back shell and implemented on their phone, and and they were selling as a K20 Pro with their own name, which is kind of a really upside down stuff, and maybe many people get fooled due to this stuff. So if you are there, please make sure you get alert, and you can't buy a good high end phone at around 3,000 or 4,000 INR, or you can say 150, 250, $300. Go ahead and see what the phone is having, what the phone actually has, and download a good type of file that you can open it and you can test more of it. So here, that's the quick tip if you are going to buy a higher phone. Then you might be thinking, does people actually buy this type of clone phones? Definitely yes. If you know iPhone 14 Pro Max, it is expensive phone. It starts from $1,000 or more than that. iPhone 13 Pro Max, it was also introduced at that point. iPhone X, it was also introduced at 1,000, and also same goes for the Samsung Galaxy S22 series. Different price points are there at S22 series in different regions, and so this clone phone market gets a kind of a boost up, and they start making this type of clones. And personally speaking, I hadn't used any type of clone phones, but I have seen one. He was using that. He was been so using that phone as if it is an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and he was also telling that I bought this phone at a 500 whooping dollars, and I was like, bro, you just got scammed, and you don't know, but people do get scammed like this, and these clones are getting one-to-one touch to the phones, and they need to work on this, basically the brands, and they need to stop this type of users, because not tomorrow, by the day, another day, you might even get scammed, and you might don't know that you are using a phone which actually is not actual phone, it's a clone phone. So kind of say, be alert in a way of getting a phone. Get yourself a good looking phone and a certified user and a certified backend policy, guarantee and warranty stuff like that on the top of it. So you get your secure yourself, and you can get a safe feeling of using that phone. So yeah, that was all about the clone market. And by the time this clone market might get too much into the hype, and there are a lot of brands. I only mentioned one brand because that is too much into the famous leak, or you can say LETV. There is a lot of brand, Kingston, not Kingston, King something is there. Every time you buy a clone lookalike phones, they are there, and there is a lot of brands who make this clone phones. And as for me, these are just e-waste, and I definitely won't be supporting. But if tomorrow I bought this, it might be a funny type of topic, and this was also a funny topic. But still, if you are buying this phone, get yourself alert, and if you don't get scammed, it's nice, because you are the consumer. This was captaindrs. You're watching krsndrs. Like, share, subscribe. Gonna be appreciating our work, and pressing the bell icon. You can get yourself scheduled for more amazing such content like this. I'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe, stay connected. Peace out.